You want me to put that on my todger?
This One's Wife, the horrible classmate. Hello, I'm hgtudor. I have explained to you in a recent video about how this one's wife's narcissism was forged as a consequence of the genetic predisposition towards narcissism, which came from either her mother or her father or both, combined with a lack of control environment, which included no maternal role model and an overcompensating father. We saw an example of her narcissism in action in my recent analysis of the video, where she's bossing the children around at a birthday party, where she takes over and plays at being royalty, which of course is how she's always seen herself. She has always believed that she is Queen, this one's wife. Her narcissism thus formed somewhere between 0 and 9. As a teenage girl, she will have regularly demonstrated that sense of entitlement, no doubt making excessive demands upon her father, for instance, falling out with friends, being haughty and dismissive, having grandiose ideas of success which were way beyond her ability and talent. And, of course, part of this manifested in her relationships at university. The Daily Express, via Bridget Brown, tells us, this one's wife didn't give other people the time of day, says Northwestern classmate. This one's wife was a double major at Northwestern University, graduating in 2003, albeit, of course, there are some people who believe that wasn't the case and that she was expelled as a consequence of a hazing incident. Nevertheless, one of her classmates has since claimed the Duchess of Sussex kept to herself. Before this one's wife was a famous actress, well, before she was an actress who became famous for marrying a ginger prince, and then the Duchess of Sussex, she was a college student studying at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. But according to a former classmate, she wasn't that friendly. To Die For Daily podcast host Kinsey Schofield revealed her doctor's wife went to school with the US Royal years ago. Kinsey talked about the visit on the latest episode of her podcast, saying, I asked, was she nice? And he answered very quickly, saying, no. According to Kinsey, her doctor said of this one's wife, she was strikingly beautiful at school, and everyone expected her to do something with herself. But she also acted like she was beautiful, and that she was going to do something with herself, so she really didn't give other people the time of day. That is no surprise to read that. This one's wife believes that she's more beautiful than anybody else. She believes that she is stunning. If you were to put it to her, oh, you believe that you're more beautiful than anybody else, her narcissism would recognize that as a threat to control, and would recognize as a consequence of facade management that going, why, yes, I am heart attack beautiful after all, and the most beautiful person in the universe, would not go down well. Some narcissists would respond in such terms, but because she operates a facade, the narcissism would essentially say, oh no, I don't think that at all, even though subconsciously she does. Why else would you see an individual who is so obsessed with being photographed and filmed? Why else would you see an individual that spends thousands on jewellery, cosmetic treatments and clothing, but still often looks like the proverbial sack of shit? The fact is that she sees herself through that distortion field that makes her believe that she is beautiful. And therefore, when she was at university, she will have acted in the same way. She would have believed herself to be beautiful, whether it's true or not. Thus, if objectively you could see that she was beautiful, she would utilize that truth as a means of harnessing it to control people and draw fuel and be vain about that beauty. In other instances, and you see this regularly with certain people, they're not all that to look at, but they believe that they are. they are deluded. They believe themselves to be far more attractive than they actually are. Furthermore, you can see the self-absorbed nature of this one's wife in the description that has been afforded to her of she knew she was going to do something with herself. This is why narcissists often achieve that they have that indefatigable spirit of believing that they are going to find themselves in a position of being special, of being that achiever. And through sheer force of will and determination, they often do achieve. The fact is that she believes that she's beautiful, she believes that she's special, and that drives her to pursue opportunities that perhaps other people who are somewhat more self-conscious would not. It's also, of course, demonstrative of her haughty behaviours to believe that she didn't give other people time of day because she believed that she was better than them, that she believed that she was special compared to them. The article continues by explaining that this one's wife was a double major, studying theatre and international studies, graduating in 2003. In 2013, this one's wife talked to Marie Claire about her time at NWU, saying, "I had always been the theatre nerd at Northwestern University. I knew I wanted to do acting, but I hated the idea of being this cliché. A girl from LA who decides to be an actress," reports Newsweek, although you still went ahead and did it, demonstrating your hypocrisy. When she and Harry announced their engagement in 2017, Northwestern University released a statement saying, "Thank fuck you're going over there and no longer staying in this country. We're so pleased that you're not going to be around." Oh no. They released a statement, "We're excited to learn of the news that our alumna, this one's wife, will marry Britain's Prince Harry. On behalf of Northwestern University, we extend our congratulations to the couple. His mother, Princess Diana, Diana, Princess of Wales, visited Northwestern in 1996, so we are particularly pleased to welcome Prince Harry to the extended Northwestern family." Former professor Harvey Young said of this one's wife, "Being a biracial actress, this one's wife had a sophisticated view and understanding of what it means to be perceived and treated differently. No, she didn't. She simply had a self-absorbed view whereby she wanted to be treated differently because she regarded herself as special." Harvey Young continued by stating, "She was quite aware of how people respond to race and was very clear about the need to think about the experience of people who are not only biracial, but also people of colour." So where's all the campaigning that she did? And how is it then that she passed herself off as white until she realised that actually she could play the person of colour card in order to manipulate? Quick dive below the line, always entertaining to do so. Aussie grandma, famous actress. She failed every audition she ever went to in America and only got bit parts thanks to her father, residual benefit. She only got the job on the cable TV show Suits, filmed in Canada, because of her ex-husband, and that wasn't a starring role. Beanie 70, famous actress. A C-list actress whose biggest role was as one of the supporting cast in a second-rate cable series filmed in Canada. Except for those who watched that series, Suits, she was an unknown in the United States. She'd already been advised that her role was being written out of the series when she went off to the UK to put Plan B into effect, which was find a rich British husband. UK Tink, I think you're giving her too much credit at C-list. I think you meant to say Z-list. Hulot 55. She was a struggling unemployed actress and came to the UK in search of a rich Englishman. She had her hopes on Ashley Cole, but he wisely wasn't in the least bit interested. The rest is history, or comedy gold, depending on which way you look at it. Chico 7. Did the woman who wrote this actually say, before this one's wife was a famous actress? Never ever even heard of her until she married Harry. My view today. Tom Bauer's book covers this one's wife, child and education. He interviewed 80 people who knew her intimately. It's a very chilling story with multiple incidents of behaviour that is deeply disturbing. She does not appear to have changed. My view today. I must admit I was astonished at her behaviour. It's a long time since I read a book that I didn't want to put down in order to brush my teeth. I'm really surprised that more people haven't read it. It reads like a thriller. I couldn't believe she was getting away with it, but it was referenced like a university textbook, 11 pages of who said what, to whom, where, and when, and named nearly all the men. No wonder she couldn't sue. Nobody taken in then by the suggestion that she was a famous actress, and it demonstrates that her behaviour when she was at university with regard to this haughtiness and believing herself as something special was entirely commensurate with her narcissism. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.